Hello, welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Natalie Rydstrom. Here on the line is Stuart from tipsterhq.com. We are looking at the Euro 2016 futures and predicting who is going to win. Right now, Stuart, it seems like it's between France and Germany, both plus 350 there with their respective sports books. What do you say is between these two?
Yeah, I think those two are probably the outstanding candidates. This one, for me, Germany tend to shade it. I think France are missing a couple of elements that could be really important.
Well, obviously, France are the host nation. They've got a lot of support. I'm guessing, will you be supporting France?
I'll be supporting England. I'm always supporting England, however depressing it may be.
All right. Well, good answer. But obviously, last time they hosted a major competition, they won. And I think, and then obviously they went on to win the Euro 2000, but then they faded after that. Do you think that they will make a deep run in this competition?
I think they could go reasonably far. I certainly think they'll top their group. After that, it's going to come down to who they face. I think they're missing a real strong striker up front. They don't have that at the moment, and they didn't really have that back when they won the European Championships and the World Cup over. So, it can be done without it. But for me, they need that striker to really do well.
Now, obviously, they lost 1-0 to Germany in the quarterfinals. Will this sort of prove a physical barrier if they're sort of faced with Germany again?
Well, I think the thing about France is they've got some good young players coming through, and some of those players haven't quite matured enough. And now you've got people like Paul Pogba, he's still not matured enough, but he's still one of the best midfielders in the world right now. And he could certainly put in a performance against any side. And Germany, he wouldn't be scared of facing Germany. There may be others in the side that wouldn't be quite so happy to face them again, but if you can get a few more players like him, they'd do very well.
Now, obviously, Germany won the World Cup 2014, and quite remarkably, really, they blew out hosts Brazil a whopping 7-2, in the semi-finals, and then went on to beat Argentina there in the finals. They are definitely my bet, I have to say, at this point in time to win. But they did lose to England in March in the friendlies. Does that give us Brits a little glimmer of hope that maybe England can make a deep run?
Let's go with no on that one. Germany always fare pretty badly in friendlies. They are not a side to back in friendlies, but they are a side that really grows into tournaments and just gets better as they go on. You look at that World Cup; they weren't fantastic at the start. They had some good games, but as they got better, as they went and just went on in the competition, they just got better and better and better. Again, they don't have a really strong striker up front. But they do have Thomas Müller, who gets them an awful lot of goals from running from a deeper position.
Yeah, I tell you, obviously we'll go next week and we'll talk about sort of the more prop bets and other bets that you can bet on here. But right now, Germany to win and Thomas Müller to be top goal scorer is looking like a pretty good bet. There's got some, I think it's plus 1,200, something like that. Pretty remarkable. Is that something you'd look at?
Oh yes, that's something I'll be looking at very soon. Right. There are some interesting bets, I have to say, in the props market, and that'll be something that'll be worth looking at.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, though, when England beat Germany, it was towards the end of March, it was like March 26th, they actually saw their odds for the Euro 2016 come down from plus 1,200 to plus 900, giving me, anyway, a little bit of hope. And we do have some good young players emerging. The question is, you have the likes of sort of Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, but the question is, are they a little unexperienced this time around? Is it maybe the English team sort of something to look forward to in the next World Cup?
Well, with Jamie Vardy, he's 29 years old, so I wouldn't call him young, but he's certainly inexperienced at international level. And for him, I think this is a one-and-out type competition. He's unlikely to be featuring the next time something comes around because he's a player that really relies on his pace. And unless he's very lucky, that is something that's going to go in the next couple of years. There are some very, very good young England players, and luckily for me, they're all at Tottenham by the looks of it. So we could see some interesting stuff. But again, are the players too young? Have they got enough experience right now?
Well, obviously they topped their qualifying group with a perfect score there, 10 wins from 10 games. How far of a run do you predict they could make?
If they get out of the group, I'll be happy. As an England fan, we've been let down in the past, and
True.
it's kind of difficult to back them too far. I think they've got some very good young players, as we said before, but the thing is, are those players going to be trusted? Roy Hodgson is a very good manager. I think he's an excellent England manager. The problem is he does trust in players who have got him there, and I think people like Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, they may be sitting on the fringes when perhaps they should be England starters. Of course, if John Henderson is fit, then I think he's likely to start the competition. And there's talk of Jack Wilshere coming in, and he's been out pretty much all season. And if he comes in, I think that kind of makes a mockery of things, really. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what squad is selected and the way things are. But right now, I could not advise backing too much money on England.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Spain is another team sort of a bit hit or miss. Can they make it out of the knockout stages? Obviously, they failed in the World Cup 2014, but interestingly, they won World Cup 2010. What are you expecting from this Spanish side? Obviously, they have some key players in there, but can they sort of pull it together and actually sort of make a run here?
Well, one of the things about Spain is they seem to be persevering with Casillas as goalkeeper, and for me, they'd be a lot better off with David De Gea at the back on a regular basis. He's come in and played matches occasionally, but I still wouldn't say he's the number one goalkeeper for Spain right now. For me, he's probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's probably right up there with Neuer. So I'm surprised he hasn't managed to make that position his own. The other thing is they've had a lot of players that have gone through the aging process, as we all do. I'm not one to talk, but they've had to rotate the players, and they've got to bring through a new generation of players. Whether that new generation of players is going to be good enough or experienced enough to win the competition, that's the major question here.
Now, the final team that I want to talk about today is Belgium. They're certainly the dark horse of the competition, currently ranked number one as a team, but they are not predicted to go, they're predicted to qualify certainly into the knockout stage. But after that, what are you expecting to see from them?
I really like Belgium. I think they've got a really nice setup of players. Unfortunately, they seem to lack fullbacks, which could be an issue for them. They've been playing Alderweireld and Vertonghen, another two Tottenham players, but they've been playing them at fullback positions, and they're both really centre-backs. So unless you're going to say, right, we've got a really tight defence sitting solid and playing almost like Leicester did in the Premier League, then it's not really giving you a lot of width from those deep positions. Now, throughout the team, they've got some very good young players. Portugal do as well, and they're another team that could maybe be talked into the mix. But with Batshuayi, Origi if he makes it, Benteke, they've got some decent attacking options, and probably one of the best midfielders in the game right now in terms of ability to keep the ball in tight possession. In Moussa Dembele, I think he's been brilliant for Tottenham this season, and he's been talked about in terms of moving to other clubs, and I hope he doesn't.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we spoke about Belgium. You also mentioned Portugal there. Any other dark horses that us bettors should keep an eye on?
Portugal's the one for me, I think, and that's very much going to depend on the makeup of their side. They've got some really very good youngsters coming through. People like Renato Sanchez, who's just transferred to Bayern Munich. They did really well in the last Youth World Cup, and if they could bring some of those players through, it may be too early for them, but I think they could get through to the quarterfinals, maybe the semi-finals with a bit of luck. And once you get to that stage, it's a little bit of a lottery.
All right. Now, are we all in agreement here, Germany to win, or are you going to go with host nation France?
Well, for me, it's Germany. I think Germany have the best all-round squad. Again, they are missing that really clinical striker, but I think they've got enough goals in them to get through. They'll certainly top their group. They should get through that. And then after that, it's going to come down to who they come up against and if they slip up. But they've got a lot of big match experience now. Those Bayern Munich players that are in the side, they know about getting a long way into competitions. And they've been here before. They've won it before. And, won a big competition like this before. And I can see them doing it again.
Yeah, same here. How's everything going at tipsterhq.com? Are you gearing up for Euro 2016 yet?
I am, I have to say. I mean, I'm based here in Paris, so I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll get out to a few fan parks just to see what we can do in terms of maybe some social media stuff, get out there and some hangouts and things like that from the fan parks would be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be posting a lot of articles on Tipster HQ. and putting up a few bets. I've done pretty well on the big international tournaments in the past, and looking forward to this one as well.
All right, fantastic. And the idea is you sign up to an account and then you sort of enjoy tips shared by other tipsters.
The moment it's sign up, everybody gets 6 months free, and sign up, enter your own tips, follow tips from other people, and just have a conversation about betting.
Cool.
You know, this is a site where we will treat you like an adult. You come in and just enjoy yourself on the site, and we'll see how things go.
Fantastic stuff. Well, for you watching, if you would like to go and check out tipsforhq.com, link is in the description, as well as the link to the lovely article that Stuart wrote for us over at sportsbookreview.com. If you guys want to check that out, goes into more detail here. And do stay tuned for some more Euro 2016 coverage taking place next week. Stuart, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.